And we are live.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Checkpoint, your source for weekly gaming news each and every week. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, joined by the one and only birthday boy, Vincent D's Nuts DeSantis.
Wow, that was an incredible intro. Thank you for that, James. How you doing,
Vin,
dude?
how you doing? How's your birthday?
Dude, so far so good. Starting the birthday off great. Recording another episode of Checkpoint. I'm ready. I'm stoked. But guess what, James? We have a huge, very special thing happening. This is the
Yeah, we
first.
do. Tell me about it.
Yes, it's my birthday, but do you know what's way more exciting than that?
I couldn't know.
We are now on Spotify and Apple Music. Okay. If you
And
go
Google Podcasts, right?
and Google and Amazon, we're pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. That's like the hope. We're signed up for
Yep.
everywhere. We're waiting on a couple more emails for like submissions and stuff like that. But here's the deal. If you start subscribing, following, and rating our podcast, it totally helps us like go up in search results. So we don't want to be like scattered in like the lower, like when you search Checkpoint, I really want it to come up with our podcast up right now. But so if you're listening on audio platforms right now, thank you so much for already like subscribing and following and stuff. It means a lot. We've already had a bunch of downloads before we even started promoting that we're on different
Yeah.
podcasts, which is like absolutely incredible. If you're watching live on Twitch right now, thank you so much for being with us. So just for audio listeners too, since it's probably your first time here, we do this show live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, okay? And then it uploads on YouTube and podcast services the day after on Fridays at 9 a.m. That's our schedule right now. Our schedule might change a little bit, so if you're on audio platforms, you can definitely follow us on social media at Strictly Casual Official, and we definitely keep all of you updated on all that good stuff. If you post that you're listening to this podcast on audio platforms, we will repost you on Strictly Casual's Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much. This is awesome. We have 45 episodes up there right now. This will be our 46th episode on these services. So I'm
We're
like,
coming up on 50, Vin.
we're coming up on 50 fast.
That's crazy.
I'm so happy to be back.
Super quick.
Damn, it feels good. It feels good.
Feels real good.
All right. So this week, James, you and I, or these last 2 weeks, we've been on break from school, right?
Yes.
Finally had a little bit more time to play some games. All right. Number one, I want to just talk to you about what you've been playing these last 2 weeks. What have you been playing?
Okay. Then I got one answer and one answer only for you.
Good. Yeah.
And that is Persona 5.
Tell me about it, James.
Then I came into break, right? Started like the 18th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Started the 18th. I think I was around 25, maybe 27 hours Persona 5.
Uh-huh.
I go, or like my save files say how many hours I put in.
Yeah.
I'm at 70 hours.
Jesus, dude. What, 55 hours in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Hey, more power to you. That's incredible.
And the thing is, I just can't, I want to go back. I just keep wanting to go back. It's all I think about, Vin.
Everybody,
Maybe it's just because I'm down bad and I just anime biddies.
you just want
but
those anime
it's-
waifus. That's it.
Maybe I do, but you know, what can I say? It's an incredible game with incredible writing. I go on for hours about Persona 5.
good.
I tried to diversify my gaming schedule a little bit this week. Like within that, I actually played a little bit of Sekiro. Went back to that, did some bosses, finally beat both of the apes. So you do the one guardian ape, and then you
Okay.
come around, and it's another guardian ape.
Did I
but-
see you fighting the guardian ape like a year ago?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. So this
So
is
I
your
finally-
first time beating
so
him.
I did beat the guardian ape, and then I beat the
Wow.
second guardian ape that calls in a buddy, like another. It's basically like a pseudo guardian ape.
Sure.
So I beat that and beat another boss, like a mini boss after that, and then I'm on the next one.
Damn.
Demon
Alright.
Souls made no progress.
Okay.
Actually, I did beat one boss in Demon Souls. I beat the Adjudicator, something like that.
Okay.
He's
Adjudicator.
basically a big boss with he has a huge tongue and he like whips it around the stage. He's got like a little bird on his head. That's his weak point.
Sweet.
I played like one round of Apex, and then there was an update file, and it was too much for my storage. So I said, "All right,
Of
goodbye,
course.
Apex."
Of course.
You know.
Yep. Uh-huh.
But I went to my buddy's house a few weeks ago, or no, last week, and it was for New Year's,
Yeah.
and I loaded up a bunch of party games.
Okay.
So I loaded up Gang Beasts, which was a ton of fun.
What's Gang Beasts?
Gang Beasts is one where it's like, you know the game Human Fall Flat?
Yeah.
So it's like Human Fall Flat in the same type of like movement, like R2 and L2
Yep.
are to like hold on to things. And so basically it's like 3 or 4 people in one arena and you're trying to like throw people off or like throw them into environmental hazards.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's
What's
just so much. You can like punch people. Like you can just literally mash R2 or L2 and try
yeah.
and punch people out, so they'll get knocked out.
Okay.
So you get like a moment to like grab them, and then you can try and throw them off somewhere. And so like they're over there scrambling, pushing buttons, trying to like wake back up so they can like fight out of it.
Got it. Okay.
Um, but it's a good time. And
Yeah.
then I also played. There's this one game, and it was very prominent around VR.
Okay.
Like when PlayStation VR was big, and it's called Talk and Nobody Start Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Okay.
And it's a party game where you have one person and they're looking at the TV, or if they have a VR headset on, they're looking at their VR headset, whatever. And everyone else is on their phones, almost akin to like a Jackbox sort of experience,
Okay.
except they're looking at a PDF of a bomb defusal manual. And so the person on the
Oh.
screen has the bomb
Yeah.
and is trying to defuse it, but like, and it has all these different sorts of puzzles on the face of the bomb, and it's got clues on the entire case of the bomb. You can move it
Right.
around, look at the top, look at the sides for like serial numbers and any sort of information that could affect how you go about solving this bomb or
Right.
solving this puzzle to defuse a bomb. And so me and like 4 of my other friends are scrolling through this PDF trying to figure out like
What to do.
what's going on.
I have
and
seen
we
this.
actually we can't see the bomb. Like we're looking
Right.
we're like behind the couch.
They have to
looking on,
explain the bomb to you while
they
you're
have to
trying
explain
to
the
yeah.
bomb to us.
I love that.
And so like some of these people are just really bad at explaining
yeah.
things.
Of course.
So it's so funny.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. What have you been playing?
Dude, I just started making a list. So I literally like I started writing things on the document like at the beginning. So I've been playing lots of Cyberpunk. I'm like, okay, wait, let me talk about Cyberpunk a little bit real quick. Of course I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spoil it, but I put about I'm like 24 hours in now on Cyberpunk, okay? Which
Mhm.
I thought was not a lot. But I hit a mission where it says this is like the point of no return. Like once you do this, you're not going to be able to complete side missions and stuff. And I was like 24 hours. I didn't even mainline the story. I was like, I'm not ready
That's
for
one
this
day.
at all. Yeah, I'm not ready to finish this. So I stopped. I stopped doing all campaign and I'm strictly doing side missions now just for fun. Because I'm like, I don't see that I'm at the end. I feel like the story was getting good, but not like crescendoing. I didn't think it was like the end
Right.
of the game. So I was a little disappointed. But I don't know. People say online it takes like 25 to 40 hours to beat the game. So it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. I'm
But you like the side missions.
loving the side missions. I think the writing
Okay.
is so good for the side missions, especially because I
Okay.
can jump in for like 30 to 40 minutes and get a full story and it be done.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I think I just love it. I absolutely love it. I do see in chat it says audio isn't synced up with mouth movements. We did a lot of audio changes, so that makes sense. I will fix that for the next the next time.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I also been playing a lot of Cold War, not really by myself, but with friends because it's a great time playing with friends, grinding
Is that
camos.
mainly zombies or multiplayer?
Mostly multiplayer because I have a lot of friends grinding for camos, and so like
Yeah.
we'll try to like okay, who can get this camo first? Like we're gonna play these different guns or guns nobody likes to use, like trying to level it up, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
A little bit of zombies also. I started Avengers, okay,
Okay.
a game that
What do you think?
a game that I had no interest in really starting,
Yeah.
but here we are. We played it.
Okay.
So
you played the demo, right? The beta.
I did play the beta
When that
on the
came out?
PS4.
Okay.
Was not impressed at all. Played like crap. The frames were like like really bad all over the place.
Just really bad dropping.
Terrible dropping.
Yeah.
But when I booted up Avengers on the PS5, I'm loving it a lot more because it just there's no drops. Like it played at a consistent 30 frames per second. Little did I know, after an hour of play, I jump into the menus and there's a performance mode that plays at 60 frames per second in 1080
Oh.
and the graphics are you can't even tell the difference between 4K and 1080 on this game.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a Last of Us level of graphics or anything.
Right.
So I'm playing on performance now, and oh my god, it plays very smooth and perfect. I'm like, okay, this is great.
Wow.
This is how I'm playing the game.
Wow.
And so I said, I'm very happily surprised with the story. I think it started very cool. Like it started, it's an interesting story to tell. I thought Kamala Khan was going to be a very annoying protagonist.
Yeah.
I don't think she is.
A lot of people really like her.
I think she's great. I think she's a really good protagonist in the game. So I'm excited to play more of that. Although I want to finish Cyberpunk before I really dive into.
How many Avengers have you played as in Avengers the game?
I think I've played as all of them because the intro mission is like the Golden Gate Bridge, so you
Oh,
play as
sure.
everybody.
So it
But
gives you a taste of all of them.
a little
Which one's your
extra.
favorite?
Uh, Black Widow's my favorite still. They
Okay.
added more moves since the beta because
Really?
they didn't have enough moves in the beginning. Yeah, so I'm digging that.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
but I played a whole mission just as Hulk and Kamala. So
Do you
yeah.
see this game being something that you regularly return back to, or do you think it might be a Destiny where
Mm,
they release a new season of content and you jump back in for maybe a week or two?
I'm a little like hesitant to answer that yet because I haven't finished the
Okay.
story. This game could get completely old to me really fast. Like I literally have no
You
idea.
think so?
I don't know. I'm enjoying the story enough that I'm definitely gonna finish that. And I
Yeah.
do have some friends that play the multiplayer aspects like the strikes and everything. So I think because I have people like friends that to play it with, I will play it more often. But we'll see.
hmm
I have yet to make my final judgment on the game.
You might be able to sway me, Vin, if you praise the gameplay well enough. You
I
might be able
can't
to
praise
sway
it
me to
yet.
buy it.
I can't. I'm just
Okay.
having fun.
Sure.
I can't praise it. Um,
Okay.
so the final thing I've been playing is a little Minecraft. Got that Optifine on there, baby.
Really?
It looks beautiful.
On your PC?
On the PC, yeah. I played Minecraft on my Mac for however many years. So playing on a PC now, chef's kiss. Okay, absolute chef's kiss.
Right. Wow.
But that's it. That's all I've been doing. I've been vibing, playing all that. Yeah, it's been good. I want to play more Cyberpunk. I start school on Monday, so I
Yeah,
got
me
like
too.
one more weekend, dude. One more weekend. We'll see.
And that's where you want to spend your time, Cyberpunk?
Yeah, 100%. I'm in love. I
Okay.
love it.
Wow.
Even though
Cool.
it crashes on me every hour, hour and a half. God, I love
hate
it.
it. Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool. Oh, Siri.
it's time. It is time
It's
to
time to
jump
get into it.
to the news stories this week.
Then we got a huge story this week.
We got a huge story yesterday. That kind of makes the news better. Well, not better.
Yeah.
It's a very
We-
interesting topic.
I think it's the biggest news article this week.
100%.
Yesterday, Twitch decided to remove, ready for it, wait for it,
Wait.
the Pogchamp emote after Star encourages, quote, further violence, end quote, at Capitol Hill. This comes from, sorry, I can't read today, Patricia Hernandez at Polygon. So, keep your hands and feet inside the right at all times because this is about to get real rocky, okay? That was so damn cheesy, but I felt the need to apply it because this is insane.
Yep.
This is like same level of rocky as the Epic Games Apple lawsuit.
Wow. I would say this
I
is
think so.
probably more turbulent.
You think this is more turbulent?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. I think it's more turbulent because of the political situation in which
Yes.
this involves. So, getting into it, coming from Patricia Hernandez's article, says Pogchamp, one of gaming culture's most prominent faces, has been removed from live streaming service Twitch, the company announced. The decision was taken in light of its real-world face, fighting game personality, Ryan Gutex Gutierrez. Correct me if I said that wrong. Who utilized
it.
social media to, in Twitch's words, encourage further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. I included a picture of Gutex's tweet that said, "Will there be civil unrest for the woman who was executed inside the Capitol today, or will the hashtag MAGA martyr die in vain?" The video will be aired soon on band.video and the resistance.video, and it sounds pretty gruesome.
This tweet was removed, correct? Or he deleted it? Like we only have
I'm
screenshots
unaware.
of it.
I'm unaware.
Okay.
I pulled this straight from the article.
Okay.
But that would be something worth looking into if you want to look that up real quick as
Sure.
I'm talking.
I got it.
In short order, many top gaming personalities announced that they were either banning the wide-eyed emote from their channels, if not asking the platform itself, Twitch, to take action against it. This charge was led by content creator Natasha Zombie Kills Zinda, a personality who has been vocal about, quote, deplatforming hate, end quote. And this is her response. It says, quote, "So at Twitch, due to this lovely statement, ... I think this Pogchamp emote needs to be removed," end quote.
So
Following this,
it is still up, and people
Okay.
are commenting the Pogchamp emote underneath it, just as a as rubbing it in. If
Sure.
yeah,
sure.
keep going.
Twitch made further statements on Twitter, saying, quote, "We've made the decision to remove the Pogchamp emote following statements from the face of the emote, encouraging further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. We want the sentiment and use of Pog to live on. Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or image itself, and it has a big place in the Twitch culture. However, we can't find it in good conscience to continue to enable use of the image. End quote. Next tweet. We will work with the community to design a new emote for the most hype moments on Twitch. And then there's a few replacement ideas from the community, one of which is a face made by Sean Plott gave a suggestion that said, yo, at Twitch, suggestion for Pogchamp. Create a database of streamer and or general faces. Whenever someone types Pogchamp, display one of those faces at random.
It's good.
Would give a really nice crowd feel to a chat spamming Pogchamp and allow the meaning to be tied to all of us instead. And then some
That's
streamers,
not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all. And then some streamers put out their own emotes and pictures like Khalif Adams, Hungry Box, and Kriparian.
Right. Now, okay, James, here's the deal. I don't want to get super political or into this from like a political opinion perspective, okay?
No, but we have to follow the nature.
We do have to follow the nature of the story. I don't think Twitch is in the wrong to take this emote out, right? Like I don't think this is a problem that they're removing it. I do think that Twitch has much bigger fish to fry. Twitch has not even. There's still people saying the N-word on Twitch, okay? I'm just like, let's get real. Let's get real, okay? Like, I would say that this face doesn't necessarily, to me, mean anything racist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that they want to part ways from the face that has become a symbol of violence or inciting violence. I totally get that. I totally get that. But I think Twitch desperately wants a pat on the back for something that they're doing right. So this isn't easy. They were like, oh, the community will love us. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying Twitch is wrong for this, but just Twitch has a lot of things they should focus on. And this is like, okay, sure, it's gone. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it yet. I think there's a lot of things Twitch needs to address. And I sure, this is one of them, I guess. What do you think?
I think that's a great take, then.
Okay.
I have to agree with you. I mean, for me, it's you. You're a lot more invested in the Twitch community than I am, to be 100% honest. So for me to have some sort of opinion on it, I mean, I just don't really have that sort of platform.
Yeah.
But I agree.
It's like I wish I had more to say about it, but I like don't. I'm still like processing. You texted me last night that they're getting rid of Pogchamp. I had no idea that Gutex tweeted this or whatever all this happened. It's like I was reading up about it on Twitter, which I feel like is not like a good place to read up on this kind of stuff because it's people saying very like in the moment responses. So it's good. Like this article from Polygon definitely is the right thing to read because it's showing all sides and all that kind of thing.
It's good journalism.
It is good journalism. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that we now have this cursed image Pogchamp as like no longer appropriate. What's appropriate now? Like, can we have a Pogchamp face if it's modeled after this guy? Can we not?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what form Pogchamp as an emote takes in terms of community because you can see the more the MAGA heavy community rallying behind this emote and trying to use it as a symbol.
Well, just yesterday, right?
Right.
So
well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, now after he tweets this,
yeah. After this process, you can see the MAGA community being like, oh, well, like, you know, they took down Pogchamp. We're gonna use him as like a almost a martyr,
right,
for our sort of movement. You know, I mean, and that's kind of. Part of that is me talking out my ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
But you know, I can see that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, I can totally see it too. We'll have to see. I mean, I feel like we're like less than 24 hours into this like breaking, I guess, or Twitch saying they're gonna take it down.
We really are. We're less than 20. Yeah.
I'm like 100% sure we will have some sort of follow-up article like on another episode about this.
Oh, this will continue to develop.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Pogchamp is now a cursed image. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I like the idea that the community has of that.
Great idea.
Dayline TV had to make it an archive of other Pogchamp like emotes.
Yeah.
And faces.
And have them randomly go whenever Pogchamp is played.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
And Cheesy in chat, you are
Do you
right.
think they would
it's
have to
only
rename
day 6 of 2021. No, Pog. I mean, I don't know. like
Sure.
I think Pog as a word doesn't. I don't associate it with this face, but Pogchamp is that face. You know, like
Right.
Pog is a saying or Poggers. I don't
Mm-hmm.
associate with the face, but who knows? Other people might, and that would be a problem. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
All right.
Next story we got today. This is a little one that broke last week, but kind of got like swept under the rug with all the cyberpunk nonsense going on.
Mm-hmm.
So rumors of a PSP 5G. All right, this is kind of nutty. This comes from RetroDodo.com. Okay.
Interesting website.
The PS5 has caused many. Who wrote this article? I want to make sure give credit where credit's due. Let me see. Redirecting. Oh, Seb Santa Barbara. That's an epic name.
That is a really good name. Wow.
Absolutely epic. The PS5 has caused many gamers around the world to lose their minds with excitement. Though it's news of a PSP 5G, that's going to get really confusing. Handheld that has Retro Dodo team's ears quivering. Regular readers may already know that the Nintendo Switch 2, dubbed the Nintendo Switch Pro, is hot on the heels of Sony and Microsoft's next-gen consoles. But falling behind in the graphics race isn't the only thing Nintendo needs to worry about. I don't think Nintendo's worrying about that, by the way. This article's kind of whack. They're not worried about graphics.
No.
News of a Sony PSP 5G handheld has been gaining traction ever since the PS5's release, which could mean the end of Nintendo Switch's reign. I would disagree as well. The PSP 5G is rumored to be a cloud-based gaming system. Okay.
Interesting. Like a mobile Stadia or like a Nvidia Shield sort of thing.
Yes.
Interesting.
Which, remember, Nintendo's already trying out with their cloud-based control, with streaming control onto the Switch. Remember we talked about that a while ago? I tried that out. You can download control on your Switch and play it, but it's not a local version of the game. You're streaming it. It's weird. So rather than slotting in a whole host of games, the PSP 5G will seamlessly stream games from a cloud-based server. I'm not talking about the clouds that God of War chills out on. We're talking about a virtual server that can be accessed remotely anywhere in the world. Wow,
that was cheesy as hell.
They're really writing this for everyone.
Wow.
The official Sony patent tells us that SoC technology, that's system-on-chip consoles, can be applied to video simulation consoles, such as game consoles. In particular, a single SoC chip may be provided for a light version of the console, while plural SoCs may be used to provide high-end versions of the consoles with greater processing and storage capability than the light version. Here's the thing. I have no... the Switch is winning this handheld race right here. I don't know if PlayStation would really have to come out of the gate and like really make something big. Like they would have to make something big to make me go, "Oh my god, the PSP 5G is going to be the place to play." I don't know. I don't know what could even get me there. It would have to
be, I think it would reside in the games, right? And I think when you compare historically PlayStation handheld consoles versus their competitors like Nintendo's handheld consoles, right? Because it used to be the DS and the PSP. Those are the two games. And the DS, you didn't play super hardcore games on your PSP.
No.
You played like I remember one that I played was Drawn to Life.
Yeah.
Or like Scribble Knots.
You're playing fun games on there.
You played fun ass games, right? And so I think I can see the same sort of theme occurring perhaps with the Nintendo Switch, where it might be this is like the indie games, but you play your more hardcore games on the PlayStation, and that's its natural audience, right?
Sure. So,
but I mean, that doesn't have to. Like with the Switch Pro, that could change because they want that 4K, 60 frames experience on Switch. However, I mean,
here's kind of my thing right now.
Okay.
If I'm sitting down to play a game that I really want to play that has some sort of like story or good graphics and stuff, I have no desire to play that on the go on a tiny little screen. No desire at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even Breath of the Wild, I love playing that on... It plays great mobily, but I love playing that on a screen, like on a bigger screen, like at a desk or TV or whatever it is.
Sure.
I don't want to play God of War on a little traveling screen or the new Uncharted or something, whatever the hell it is. Those I have no desire at all to play those in a small screen with like little earbuds on the go, like somewhere.
Right.
I think a PSP 5G, although it'd be great for trophy hunting, like that's like what I would use for like little indie games, right? But I already have the Switch for that, and now I love playing indie games on my PC now, which I didn't have the option to beforehand, So I was using the Switch for that a lot more before I had a PC. But I don't see the need for a new PSP. But that's not to say I'm not excited for what like Sony could offer with a PSP.
Right. It would definitely be hard in this current generation right now if they launched, especially I think maybe at the same time as a Switch Pro. It would. Let me restate that. Let me roll back.
Okay.
Because I think on the cusp of the next console, like when they're announced, I think would be the perfect time to get in because it allows people to make a decision.
Yeah.
Because they're either gonna go, oh well, I could upgrade or I could go to this other thing.
Yeah.
But for them to come in during the Switch's lifespan right now would be it wouldn't work because Nintendo has monopolized the mobile gaming market.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the place. It is the place you want to go. What else are you gonna play your mobile games on? Besides your phone?
No, your phone?
No, Switches.
You could, and there's people like phone games, but it's not for the people who like games. They're playing them on a Switch.
And here's the other thing I want to bring up too. Switch is great for this mobile thing because they have games that you can play with other people with this mobile platform only, right? So like you can have your Nintendo Switch and have Mario Kart and bring it to someone else that has Mario Kart on their Nintendo Switch and play that anywhere. That's great. I don't think PlayStation has those games that are meant for that sort of adaptability. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, think about the games you used to play. Did you ever have a PSP, Vin?
I did. I have a PS Vita right now in my my closet. I do. I played.
More power to you for being a part of Vita Army. Wow.
Vita Gang for life. I think I only had like
Vita
5 games on it, and I kind of tapered off of that real quick.
There were some beefy ass games on PSP. I remember you play. I remember I had the original PSP. I didn't have a Vita, but I had the PSP. I played Resistance. They had like a special Resistance game for PSP. They had an Uncharted game for Vita.
Golden Abyss.
They had God of War Ascension for PSP. They had Daxter, which was incredible.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like they would have to appeal to a more high end, like almost like Nvidia Shield sort of thing. And I think the market is there for people who want that more hardcore gaming experience on the go. I mean, for the same reasons that people would buy a Switch. I mean, if you're in the industry or like you're a very big gaming consumer and you want to play bigger games, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's just run better, than Breath of the Wild.
Let me toss this in there too. Remember, PlayStation has been developing their remote play quite a bit. Like I'm able to stream games from my PS4 to my laptop, and I can plug my controller into my laptop and play, even when you're not on the same Wi-Fi network now. So like you can, I don't really know how that works 100% because I've never tried it, but like how are they going to market this differently? I don't know. They can't market it the same as the Vita.
That'd be tough.
I don't know what they're going to do. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It is interesting.
PSP 5G rumors. And that's that.
Yep. Then take this next one too.
Next one's kind of exciting. I don't know. It's kind of cool. James, how do you fall on the Hitman? How do you feel about Hitman?
So the one Hitman game I did play was the one we got for free. It was the one when they started doing the episodes.
Yeah.
And they would release like one at a time. And I did the first mission
on the boat.
Or I think I actually bought it. I think I bought the first mission.
Yeah.
And it was the one where you're at like a fashion show sort of thing. And you could go around and you were just trying to kill this one dude who was like ahead of the fashion show.
Yeah. Have you played any of the previous like older ones or anything like that?
The only other one I played Hitman. I think it was Absolution.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But Hitman Absolution, I loved Hitman's because there was so many options.
Yep.
To take down enemies.
It's incredibly replayable.
Get as creative as you want. Like there's literally nothing off the table.
Yep.
If you want to poison his drink, if you want to like have the lights fall on top of him, you could do that. If you want to just straight up shoot him in the head, you can do that. Yep. You can really exercise any portion of redirection and I don't know. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I like that, but I think in some ways Hitman is flawed because I don't like how you have a certain score. So if I feel like for certain ways of playing, you'd be penalized.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
like if I mean, it makes sense, but it just felt restricted for me personally. Maybe if I went back again, I would find that more justifiable.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting because
but I don't love it. I don't love the series. I'm
okay,
not a Hitman guy. I love stealth games, but I don't love Hitman, which is kind of weird.
right. I
You
would
know, you
take
feel
you
like it would be.
like if I know your taste of games and I know you love stealth games, I think I would recommend it because like I think Hitman is fun. Hit game,
Hit
um,
game.
hit game. Hitman's fun, but it's like not for me. Like I can't play hours of it on end. But like every once in a while, like for instance that one we got for free, played that a couple times. I had a lot of fun, and I think Hitman's AI used to be hit or miss, but I think with these new ones, like the AI works perfectly for the game mechanics that they have, and I think that's like I can praise that game for that because I played so many games, cough cough Cyberpunk that has super shitty AI and it's not fun to play
Yeah, real
stealth.
bad.
And but that
Real
game is
bad.
fun to play stealth. So like I'll give it that
Hmm.
much. But here we go. It looks like Hitman 3 is going to optimize memory usage for the stealth game trilogy and retroactively improve the previous two installments. A developer from IO Interactive has commented that the upcoming game will turn IO's work on Agent 47 into a neat little package. In a thread on Reset Era, a verified member of the IO Interactive team discussed some technical details on the action adventure game. Perhaps the most pertinent piece of information is that Hitman 3 will reduce the combined file size of the trilogy to 100 gigabytes, or thereabouts. And quote, we have managed to get the size of the game down significantly. All three games with all the content will take up around 100 gigabytes, the developer writes, explaining further. Biggest wins are because of data management and file structures and how we deliver the game so we can remove duplicate data. We also use newer and better compression for textures that help also. This isn't the only upgrade coming to 47's latest escapades. Hitman and Hitman 2 will get fresh licks of paint as well. We've upgraded the engine with screen space reflections, the developer says. Best thing, it's backwards compatible with the previous two games in the trilogy, and lots of surfaces have been upgraded. So it sounds like not only, like, okay, I think, like, in another part of this article, it said the first game was like 40 gigs, second game was like 60 something gigs, and then the third game was going to be however much on top of that. And because the episodes go, like, continue on through these games. So
Right, they're sequential.
right. So their trilogy will now be a total of 100 gigabytes, but on top of that is like up to textures, up resolutions, up graphics, that kind of dealio. All that in a smaller package file size. So
Cool.
that's pretty cool. And the Hitman 3 gameplay we got however many months ago looked great. I think the gameplay they always show looked great. So
Was the last Hitman footage that we saw was that the VR one?
yeah, which
That
is
was
pretty
pretty
damn
cool.
cool too. I mean,
Yeah,
Hitman in
I'm
VR.
interested to see how that will play.
I mean, I don't have a VR, but I would watch someone play Hitman VR. It sounds pretty damn cool.
One of my buddies is getting an Oculus Quest 2, and I'm gonna try it out.
Man,
And if I like it, I might be swayed. Who knows?
one day.
But I'm a little. This is where my extent of knowledge fails me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because to some extent, I'm a little skeptical of wanting to play 3 Hitman games in a row. Because what major differences are there between the games
It's like small
that would allow?
mechanics, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Then again, I only played Hitman 1 all the way through, or mostly the way through. Hitman
Okay.
2 didn't touch, and Hitman 3, I'm not planning on buying it. But I do know people that are totally into it and play every single episode because remember the first one had episodes that dropped every once in a while. You could only buy the
Yeah.
first episode and then you could buy the second episode or the third or buy like the season pass to get you an extra map or whatever
Yep.
the hell. People were all into that, and I think you're saying you wouldn't play like all three in a row because like what's
Why wouldn't
new,
I just
right?
play the third one that has the best
Sure.
like mechanics and the most, you know what I mean? And maybe it's environments, maybe it's like, oh, I really like this one,
Sure.
Yeah, level where you're able, and it does have a story behind it. Excuse me, it does have a story behind it
Yeah.
too.
I think
But
another thing is
don't
because
know.
they space that out in episodes, it's like, okay, I'm going to play this and then I can go play something else for a long time until this next episode comes out and then I'm back in. They don't burn you out. Like they're not roasting you over a fire with the same ass mechanics over and over again. Like you could do this in
Right.
any way you want and then we're going to give you a new episode where you can try doing this in a new episode. So Interesting. I don't know.
Cool.
Hitman fans rejoice, I guess.
We got a lot of VR fans in chat. They're
Good.
loving it, gassing it up a lot.
Good. I'm excited to see what Hitman VR is going to look like.
I want VR just to take off in general.
James, you want me to take this one too so you can take the next one after this?
Sure.
Okay. All right. This is a quick one. Rust reaches new pink. Oh my gosh. I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze, James. Really bad. It's going to happen. I'm just going to try to get through it. Rust reaches new peak concurrent user count 7 years after release. All right. So this comes from gamesindustry.biz. Long-running survival game Rust has reached new levels of popularity in recent months, despite first launching in 2013, which I got around that on my Mac and it did not run. It did release on Mac in early access, and I had friends that played it on PC. And so back when I was like, I'm going to play this on my 2011 MacBook Pro, right? Download that bad boy.
Right. Didn't run.
Well, I got in the menu and my Mac would crash. It was awful. It was
Even
terrible.
better.
And it was like, that was like $30 down the drain in early access.
Yeah.
You absolutely hate to see it.
That was me with Ark, Survival Evolved, way back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You hate to see
Uh-huh.
it. The game developed by Face Punch Studios, which is incredible. Face Punch Studios, that's a great name.
Great studio name.
Arrived in early access 7 years ago before reaching the full release in 2018. Despite how long the game has been running, PC Games N reports it has recently reached new heights in terms of both concurrent users and Twitch viewership. SteamDB shows there were 483 people playing Rust simultaneously yesterday, a new record for the game. This is yesterday,
Jeez.
2 days ago, so 3 days ago. A new record for the game and almost 10,000 more than the 125,000 people reached in April. The pandemic has inevitably boosted the number of players with daily peak concurrent users ranging from 70 to 100,000 throughout 2020. But PC Games N reports a surge of big-name streamers such as Shroud and XQC dipping back into the game has also contributed. As such, the game's total number of viewers on Twitch has risen dramatically, now past 1 million people. Prior to December 2020, it was more often less than 100,000. Huge.
I'm confused. Why did this happen?
I don't know, because like I'm not interested in jumping back into Rust again, but I think
Absolutely not.
survival games as a whole have been more popular during pandemic time because people have more time to play. Like you need a lot of time to play a survival game.
Yeah,
Like
you do.
you kind of got to invest. It's hard to get past
Because
that
you're
beginning
really
jump.
building up from nothing.
Yeah. But a couple weeks ago, I had a couple buddies playing Rust, and I was like, Rust, like I haven't heard Rust in a while. Yeah,
Right.
A couple days later, Shroud streaming it. A couple days later, XQC streaming it, and then those are like they're bringing in tens of thousands of people, right? And so if
Why?
that can affect more people to play, I'm sure there's other reasons. I don't know if they've had any updates that might contribute to this.
They had a December update.
But okay. Oh, that's soon.
And they're
Or
doing
that's recent.
monthly updates since then.
Probably 'cause they're seeing a surge.
Put out a January update.
Got it.
Hmm.
Good for them. That's like any game
Yeah,
developer's
good
dream.
for Face Punch.
Are you kidding? Any game developer's dream is they launch a game that gets hype or whatever, and then becomes hype again 7 years later, probably giving them all new revenue, all that kind of stuff. It's like Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
Launches,
Yeah.
dies, comes back 3 years later. And it's Among Us. It's freaking huge. So much so that they cancel the sequel and roll the assets into the first game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nuts. That's it. That's it for Rust.
I don't know what to say, Vin.
Me neither. I'm not gonna jump back in, but more.
Okay.
If you like it, it's big again. So there you go. If that
Go
changes
for
your
it. I'm
decision.
not gonna play it. I'm not gonna buy it, but
Yeah.
have fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Sorry.
We have two more articles, and then James and I are gonna
two
go
more.
into our most anticipated games of 2021. Also, if you're listening
Yes.
right now on audio platforms, thank you so much again. This is incredible. I'm like so stoked that
Isn't that
we're
crazy?
we're like on these things now.
People Can Fly's Outriders delayed to April. This comes from Matt Perslow at IGN. Originally slated for a February release, People Can Fly has decided to push the game back another 2 months, seemingly for the purpose of a demo release. At least that's what I got from this statement.
This is
just put
huge.
out on Twitter, and one of those like video or picture text statements.
A cyberpunk ass picture with text. Okay.
Yeah, true. Says, Happy New Year. We believe it's important that players get to experience a new IP like Outriders before, and that's underlined, release.
At
So that you
Cyberpunk.
can decide for yourselves whether the game is something you wish to pre-order, purchase, or play. For this reason, we're excited to announce that on February 25th, 2021, we will be publishing a free demo giving everyone the chance to play the first few hours of the game with all 4 classes. That's a big demo. Wow.
Huge.
In both single player and co-op, along with seamless migration of your character and progress to the full game. We don't know if that's cross-platform, probably same platform.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of which, we have decided to move the release date of Outriders to April 1st, 2021. No joke. We will spend this extra time fine-tuning the game and focusing on delivering a fantastic play experience at launch.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging tight a little longer. We appreciate your patience, the Outriders team.
James, they did this right. They really did this right.
This is great. This is incredible.
Here's they did nothing wrong. One, they've admitted that they need a little more time to work on the game, so they pushed the date back, right? But in return, we're going to give every single person that wants to try this game a free long-ass demo that you can play. And then you can decide.
2 hours. That's crazy.
You can decide from those hours if you want to purchase the full game, right? Not only that, your progress will carry over from this free demo into the main game. That's awesome. Like, for instance, were you excited for this game at all? Outriders?
No.
Okay. What was the one you were excited about that was similar to Outriders in a name? There was one that you were talking about. Okay. Anyways, like I didn't really have much interest in this at all, but they also released a little bit of like screenshots and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? Based on these screenshots and this cool announcement that more developers should definitely follow suit with this, I'm definitely gonna check out the demo, see how it is. You know what I mean? There's no,
Of course.
I got no obligation to buy
It's
it.
a free demo.
Exactly. Good for them. Good for them.
Good for them. Do you think this shines the light on the poor decision of CD Projekt Red?
I think that's what this is aiming at. This was aiming at,
Okay.
look at Cyberpunk and how that launched. Check out how we're launching it. You know what I mean? We took
you think
notes.
this is a direct
Look,
jab?
if you go and look at this statement, it's literally the same format. They underline before release, like you can play it before release, like that kind of thing. You can decide whether you want to buy it or if it, like that kind of thing. This is, to me, this is like, they would not have done it like this if it wasn't for Cyberpunk,
Interesting.
in my opinion. Yeah, big time.
Well, this is a good trend, though.
Great trend.
It's a good trend to be on. I hope more other studios do this.
Me too.
Because if the one thing Cyberpunk taught us is don't release your game before it's ready.
Yep. That's not to say I don't like Cyberpunk, but it's not ready.
I'm gonna play the demo.
Let's play it.
I can't wait.
All right, bet. It's co-op. We can get some
Now
good...
I'm excited for this.
Me too. Might as well. I just want to support these guys.
I heard it's surprisand's fun.
It's
I was listening
third-person
to the
shooter,
Kind of Funny Games cast.
right?
Kind of Funny Games Daily, and
Yep.
Blessing and Gary Whitta were talking about this yesterday, and they're like, this game's pleasantly fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try it out. Let's go. Is it PC or PS4 or PS5? I don't even know.
It's like multi-platform.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Final news story. Let's get it.
Sony discontinues PS4 Pro and all but one model of PS4 in Japan. This comes from Joe Scrubbles at IGN. Time real quick.
Yep.
So from IGN, I actually didn't finish this article, but we're just gonna wing it. Okay.
This is good. This is good.
Sony Japan, quote, Sony Japan has reportedly announced that it will end production of PS4 Pro and will only continue to produce one model of the PS4. It's not clear at time of writing whether this policy extends to Western markets. Then what are your initial reactions? As I pull up the full article.
It's the first bullet in the old generation, I guess.
Do you think this is early?
I do think it's a little bit early, especially noting that nobody can get their hands on next-gen consoles. Okay.
Do you think they will redistribute their resources from continuing to? I mean, I guess that's a part of the aim, right?
I think that they're planning
stopping
for this.
production of the PS4s in order to produce more PS5s because they can't keep up with the supply, or keep up with demand.
That's what I would assume. I think it's actually as simple as that. I think, like, I don't know if there's another reason, because like really the only next gen console that people have like consistently been able to get is the Xbox Series S, the digital Xbox console. That's the one that's not selling out.
Right.
And so it makes sense. I don't know. Is there anything else like to add?
A little bit.
Okay.
So that doesn't mean PS4 PS4 owners will go without games, however. So they're still going to continue to put out PS4 games that are available on the PlayStation 4 platform.
Sure.
Jim Ryan has repeatedly said that it is crucial to serving the older console's huge player base until at least 2022. As part of that support, major PlayStation exclusives like Horizon Forbidden West will continue to receive PS4 versions at release. A decision that I don't agree with, but because I want the clean break in console generations.
Sure.
But I
We're not there
understand that
yet.
you need. I understand that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see that.
I understand Jim Ryan, but that is under the condition that you have enough units for everybody who wants a next gen console to get one, which I understand is not the case here in this situation.
And we'll
see.
We'll see what you were talking about, developer, like from developer to developer, whether or not they want to launch their games on previous generation. Especially that we have shining examples now that some things might run better on certain hardware. It's not all universal. So
and I think part of that comes from the travesty that was the Cyberpunk launch and seeing how they didn't divert resources, obviously, to improving the way the game runs on last gen consoles. And so I guess I'm just worried that the same thing's going to happen for next gen consoles, is that you're going to, the ways they could be implementing resources to make the game run better on current gen is going to be lost.
I mean,
making a seemingly lackluster experience for last gen consoles.
That's the same
worst
thing.
Case scenario.
We've been worried about that for a long time. That next gen won't hit its highest potential until the end of its life cycle, when it could be like taking all use of it at the beginning of it, because the older generation is holding it back. But we've already seen the new Battlefield is rumored to not be on last generation consoles.
That's right.
Only next gen and PC. Right. I don't think developers are going to be afraid to do that as last generation, where I felt like there was so much stuff on PS3 and PS4 or Xbox 360 and Xbox One for a long time. I think we'll see a quicker decline on the PS4 and Xbox One releases now, heading into next generation, at least. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add on that?
No, I don't. Although, do you think this is going to be implemented in the Western market?
Eventually.
This only applies to Japan right now.
Wait, we have a counter argument in chat, and I think it's good. To bring up.
Okay.
If it costs too much,
Call Me Clay.
From Call Me Clay. Shout out Call Me Clay. Audio listeners, if you want to shout into the podcast, you can hang out with us live on Twitch. But okay, counter argument. If it costs too much to continue to produce the PS4 Pro, since the specs are similar to the PS5. The only counter argument I have to that counter argument is the PS5 has like new SSDs and like all that kind of stuff. So it's like, even if they're taking a hit on the PS5s, they're still going to want, PS5's the way the future. They're not going to want to keep selling PS4 Pros like for a long time, I guess.
Right.
That's kind of where I fall on that. But even if it's, because they're going to sell way more PS5s than they do PS4 Pros. So I think they'll divert resources there anyways. Even if it's cheaper.
I have to agree.
Even if it's cheaper. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. James?
This is it.
This is exciting. This is very exciting. These are our most anticipated games of 2021. Okay? How do you want to do this? You want to go back and forth? Or you want to go through your list and I'll go through my list? Or
do you want to start from bottom up?
Bottom up. Okay.
Or
I don't really have
these. Were yours
in...
ranked?
No, I didn't really rank these in order.
Okay. Mine are kind of ranked, but also kind of not.
I can say them in my ranked order.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. Start from bottom up.
So, from my bottom of things I'm excited about, number 5 or whatever this is the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. Because it's not that I'm like super excited to play it. I just want to see like how it is. Like I feel like we got a little bit of gameplay, right? We got that like little gameplay thing. I want to just see how it runs and if it really holds up to like how the game played originally. And I don't know. I want to see if it takes full advantage of the remake. Right now it doesn't seem like it's a remake worth remaking. Even though it's like a classic game, the graphics and everything, it looked just okay.
It is. for a lot of in a lot of ways, Prince Persia walks to Assassin's Creed and a lot of these other third person, movement heavy games could run.
Yep.
And I think people who really, really love the franchise are still going to play it.
Yeah.
But the trailer that we got, I think a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, wasn't incredibly promising to me.
No, it was more recent than that, I think.
You think so?
Also, in chat, it is a remake, not a remaster. That's why I'm more excited. If it was just a remaster,
then I'm more excited.
I think I'd be a little less excited about it.
Then I'm more excited.
Yeah. Okay, give me your bottom.
Do we know who's doing that remake?
Yeah, I can look it up while you say your other one.
Okay.
Try remake.
My number 5 is an indie title called 12 Minutes. And that's the one we saw where it was top down.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, with Willem Dafoe.
Holy crap! I can't believe I didn't write that down. Yeah. I'm way more excited for that than Prince of Persia. Oh my god.
I just am very excited to see what they do with the story that they want to tell. The storytelling mechanics that they seem to be using looks really cool, kind of like a Groundhog Day sort of thing.
No, I'm super stoked for that. Just the voices alone, and like art style is sick. Also, Prince of Persia remake is from Ubisoft.
Okay. Have Ubisoft done any other remakes?
I'm sure. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know, chat, if you know anything. Okay, my next list of anticipation is fixing Cyberpunk. That is my next. I'm excited. I'm excited for Cyberpunk to be Cyberpunk.
Are you excited for the bugs be fixed, or are you excited for the next gen official versions of the game?
I'm excited for the next gen official versions of the game, but to be 100% honest, I think that is now not a priority for CD Projekt Red. I don't think we're getting that until maybe the end of the year, maybe next year.
Wow.
I think multiplayer is way pushed out too.
Far off.
Way far off. They have a lot to do before then. But I'm excited to play a fixed version of Cyberpunk. Because I love it. I love that game and I really want it to be very good. Very nice.
Very nice. All right.
Give me your next one.
Next up for me. So this is a fingers crossed. I have 2 of these games that are fingers crossed because they don't have definitive 2021 release dates. However, they've been teased for a while and it would kind of make sense for them to release this year. First of which is Breath of the Wild 2.
Okay.
It's been... Sorry, never mind. It has not been. How long has it been since the release?
Like 2 years. Yeah,
Not
probably
since Breath
about
of
that.
the Wild 1.
No. Well, it's been 4 years since Breath of the Wild 1.
You're right.
And a year and a half since they unveiled that they were doing Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Ish.
And I'm just... I think Breath of the Wild, it redefined the Zelda games as just in terms of their formula of how they played. I love Breath of the Wild 1. Great world, great gameplay, exploring it and everything. And it's become so influential in the open world games space.
Breath of the Wild 2. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Too.
I would say next on my list is the Mass Effect remake. I've never played Mass Effect before in my life, and it gets me very hype that there's a remake happening because I do want to experience that game eventually. So stoked.
It's good shit, man.
Excited.
Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games.
Good. Glad.
It's really good. Next up for me is I'm gonna switch these two. Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Really? Okay.
Because it's like I remember watching the trailers and I was like, I don't know if I love this game. But after hearing more about the studio that's behind it, and I didn't write it down, so I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But it's a good studio.
Yeah.
It's Tango Gameworks.
I think the concept of the game is cool.
The Evil Within.
The concept is dope. When I see it, I'm not drawn to it at all.
Right. And I love the Evil Within as a concept. I think it's really good horror. And so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do crossing this bridge into this kind of like Neo Tokyo sort of martial arts and spiritual weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Spiritual.
It looks
weapons.
cool. It looks fucking cool, and I want to play it. I want to play it just to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it looks cool. I was like, shit, I'm in.
We have the same top one. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, we don't.
No, you don't.
Okay, sorry. Second from the
I
top
guarantee.
would be Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. God damn, I'm so excited to play it. Holy cow!
It looks so good.
It looks so cool.
It looks really cool.
I can't wait. We got
It
third
is
person
not
driving,
another-
third person shooting
Right.
in there. What
Yeah,
the
it
heck?
looks so good.
It's gonna be awesome. And I'm just a sucker for Lego games, bro. They just make me so happy. All Lego
What
games.
was the last Lego game you played?
God, it's been a while. Probably like Lego Lord of the Rings, which was not good. So,
And
Yeah.
You didn't play Jurassic Park or
No.
any of those?
No.
Okay. I heard Jurassic Park was cool. Or Jurassic World.
I'm sure
whatever
it's
it was.
fine. But like the Lego Star Wars games are just unmatched for me, dude.
They're
Unmatched.
so good. A lot of nostalgia.
I'll be playing it tomorrow, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
My number 2 is God of War Ragnarok.
Wow.
And I mean, this has potential to be my number 1 just as well.
Yeah.
But it's just very, like, I think because of the bar that God of War set,
Right.
it's hard for me to put God of War Ragnarok as my number 1 because I don't want to put it at that high level expectation.
That's fair.
Right.
It is my number one, like
Mm-hmm.
for hype, but I don't think it's my most anticipated. I don't know if it's going to be better than the first one. I'm not expecting it to be better than the first one.
Right.
But God, dude.
It's gonna
God,
be so good.
wow. I cannot wait, dude. Like honestly, I'll go without playing any other game this year if that means only playing Ragnarok.
It
Like,
feels too soon in a lot of ways.
it feels really soon. It means that they've been working on it since right away, right?
And they didn't come out with any DLC or post-launch updates for God of War, really.
Just the Valkyrie things. Like they did more
Yeah, just the.
Valkyrie challenges or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. But that game is loaded. There's a lot to do even after the story, and the story was long.
Right.
It's like that's a 30-hour story.
Like 40?
Yeah,
30?
40
Yeah,
hour story.
30. Mm-hmm.
God, this year I will replay God of War for sure. I'm gonna try to get that done
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that too.
after
Maybe over
Ghost of
summer.
Tsushima. After Ghost of Tsushima.
After Ghost of Tsushima.
God, I
I
gotta
still
get
got
there.
Persona, baby.
Oh my God, it'll never happen.
You gotta do it
One day.
one day.
All right, what's your number one?
My number 1 is the game. This is another fingers crossed because every announcement, every conference is just more and more pain.
Yep.
Because every time I'm waiting for a reveal, as we all are, a little something to chew on,
Mm-hmm.
and we never get it,
What?
except for at the Game Awards when Jeff Keighley did reference it, and that is Elden Ring,
Elden Ring.
the return of From Software.
I don't think this game's ever
Okay.
coming out.
I think it can happen. I think it can happen.
You think Elden Ring's coming out this year and we haven't seen a single thing?
But they don't normally put out a lot.
Okay, that's fair.
They never put out gameplay like trailers or walkthroughs or anything like that. It's always just like one trailer and it drops. That's the same
Right.
thing they did with Bloodborne, same thing they've done with Dark Souls 3.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
This car's ripping outside your house. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
We got a lot of street racers by my house.
Elden Ring, dude. All right, bet. I hope, James. I hope for your sake that it's coming out this year.
I'll need at least 3 changes of pants if it comes out this year.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, baby.
All right, final segment. We're gonna blow through this real quick. Random fun stuff, baby. This is our section of the show where we say stories without a story. It's just a headline. There's nothing to it, but it's stuff you should probably know about. So we'll just go back and forth real quick. We'll get this done. Number 1, Jurassic World Evolution is free on the Epic Game Store. Go claim it before it
That's the
goes
park
away.
builder.
That's the park builder. Yes. I've seen a lot of people
Crying
streaming
Suns will
that.
also. What? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Crying Suns will also be free on the Epic Game Store from the 7th to the 14th. of
That's
this
today.
month.
Go get Crying Suns. This month's PlayStation Plus games are Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Greedfall, and Maneater. And Maneater's a PS5 only.
Yep. And then Void Bastards, along with a few other games, which is also one of my favorite roguelites, is now available for free on Amazon Prime Games.
That's good to know. I need to look at those more too, because there's a lot of games on there that people don't know about that are free. So
Yeah.
cool stuff.
I mean, none of them are super notable, at least in my opinion.
No. but they're
But
there.
I love Void Bastards.
They're absolutely there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Checkpoint episode 46. Like honestly, this is so sick. I'm so glad we're back. Twitch chat, if you are here, we'll be live after our post show. Just hanging out with you guys for a couple minutes after we end the show. Audio listeners, you're incredible. Thank you so much for listening. If you like and whatever you can do on podcast services to help us, that would be amazing. And remember, if you post that you're listening, we will repost you and all that good stuff. So if you do that, that'd be awesome. Thank you again. James, any closing words before we end off our historical episode 46?
Feels good to be back.
2021, baby.
2021.
Here's to 50, almost.
Here's to 50, almost.
Almost. All right, guys. That's a wrap.
Thank you so much.
Peace out. Twitch chat, we'll see you in a few minutes. Time to roll this outro.